So fam, to the #1 daily Bitcoin pod, another historic day. The Bitcoin ETFs have officially launched, already almost $2 billion in trading volume. And this day is just getting started. In today's show, I'll be breaking down the latest Bitcoin technical analysis. And this just in, Cathie Wood says at least 25% of her financial net worth is in Bitcoin. That's what's up. She also says Bitcoin at 600,000 by 2030 is her base case, and her bull case is now 1.5 million per Bitcoin by 2030. Send it. Also, quoting Max Kaiser, shout out to Michael Saylor, who took Bitcoin out of the Ishcoin gutter and set the stage for today's ETF approval. He also says today is the end of the beginning for Bitcoin. The middle will mark the biggest explosion in market cap with huge price gains for BTC, 220,000 per coin in play. Send it. Also, in today's show, we'll be discussing the latest with the trading volumes of the market, as well as the latest updates from the top ETF analysts, James Seyfarth, as well as Eric Balchunas, as well as Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad, predicts Bitcoin will soon hit 150,000 as the SEC approves the Bitcoin ETFs. He says, I will be buying more Bitcoin. Buy the dips, family, and buy the tops. Just keep buying. Also, $12 trillion Bitcoin market cap incoming, predicts Anthony Scaramucci of Skybridge Capital. I'll be sharing his timeline. We'll also be discussing the latest from Samson Mao, as well as his prediction with the Omega candles incoming. If you're not familiar with an Omega candle, it means $100,000 daily candles. We'll be discussing why that is. We'll also be taking a look at the overall crypto market. All this plus so much more in today's show. Welcome to the entire Crypto News Alerts fam. How many of you were on that 10-hour pump stream we did, which we finished this morning? Let me know. It was pretty lit. We already touched $49,000 this morning. So congratulations to all the Bitcoin hodlers. Let me know if the stream is loud, clear, and smooth. I appreciate the mic check. Shout out to everyone in the live chat. Be sure to pump the stream, pump the likes. I appreciate it. Yesterday's pod had over 50,000 viewers, a new record thanks to your help. And let's try to recreate that here today, especially with the big news. Eric Castro, what it do? Legend Imelda, let's go. This is pod number 1519. Bring it. That all sounds awesome, says the JD Club. We hit 50,000 during the pod episode is my prediction. 50 G's, baby. Bring it. I am still reading Rich Dad Poor Dad, epic, one of the classics, greatly, heavily influenced my mindset growing up as a young entrepreneur. So I have a lot of respect for Rich Dad. That's what's up, Eric. Hello from sunny but cool state of Carolina. Shout out to Jennifer. Reminder, fam, this is a live stream and it's interactive. So be sure to let me know where you're tuning in from and pump those likes. We appreciate it. Let's get it. Loud, clear, and smooth. That's what's up, Jennifer. Much love. Appreciate it. Let's pump it. Off the wall family. Let's get it. Barack in the building. What up, Mr. Evangelista? Good to see you, family. Another day in paradise here in the crypto market. January 11th, history is being made. Yesterday, we finally got the approval of the ETFs. It's only been a decade in waiting, but now it's official. 11 ETFs are officially trading right now, which is a big deal. And also Van Eck just launched a new ETF commercial, which is pretty lit. Let me know if you guys saw that. We'll be reacting to it later. It's going to be fun. What up, Leo? Nambia, Africa in the building. Shout out Africa. Let's get it. Hi there from Bulgaria. Welcome, Mr. Sun from Bulgaria. I appreciate you tuning in, supporting the podcast family. Flight to quality, boys. You already know. Manipulation, we invited it via the ETF, says the JD Club. Tuning in from Ontario, Canada. What up, Mike Grell? Appreciate you, fam. Phil C in the building. What it do, Phil C? What's new? Holla at your boy. I appreciate y'all. Yesterday was pretty lit. We did an epic 2.5-hour stream on the pod. We had over 50,000 viewers. And then we did a 10-hour pump watch last night, which ended this morning. And then I had to get ready for today's podcast. I know we're streaming a little earlier than typical, but I think the market warrants it. Let's freaking go. Hodl gang, job bless. Hey, y'all, Barack hooked me up with the membership. Thank you. That's right. Barack hooked up many people. Appreciate the shout out, Eric, to Barack. 60,000 this weekend. Correct. There is not a lot of sell wall between 50 and 60. Virtually nothing. So we can slice through 50 and effortlessly within 24 hours, hit 60,000. And before you know it, we'll be back in price discovery mode. Let me know what you guys think. Bitcoin is falling. I wouldn't say all that. expect extreme volatility in the markets, and we're expecting extreme volatility. We already touched 49, and we're still up $1,300 on the day, currently trading just above $46,600. Do you think we'll hit 50 today? Let me know. There's actually a poll in the chat, when 50 Gs within the next 24 hours, this weekend, next week, or before the end of January. Please let me know. Seal Beach, let's freaking go. Shout out to Tim Shelton. We out here, straight lit, you Andrew Snow, BTC ganga. JC Miguel, what up? JV making that pimp come back. You already know how we do. Whenever in doubt, we go live, we pump the markets. Yo, what up? Maximus, always a pleasure, family. Your new stepdad in the building. We got about $2 billion in trading volume thus far into the ETFs. And remember, the market's just opened a couple of hours ago. Bitcoin's up 180% over the past 12 months. People need to stop being so negative and bearish. Yeah, for real, for real. Hold your biddies and ride the wave. Sage advice. Good morning, JV. 50,000 by tonight. Send it, Juan Romero. Appreciate your support, family. A lot of excitement in the markets. Volume is dropping off, and like 4 of the ETFs aren't even getting worthwhile volume. Lots of volatility into the halving, and then even more volatility. Yes, but remember, volatility equals life force. That's a good thing here. We invite the volatility. Let's break 54 Gs, baby. Let's go, Zach. Cheers, Maximus. Daps. Appreciate your family. Fist bumps. That's how we do. Light it up. Lighters in the air. You already know, family. Welcome to everyone just tuning into the live stream. We're live and in the flesh right now. Historic day, January 11th. The market is a pumping. Not just Bitcoin. The entire crypto market is lit right now. You have like Ether trading above 2,600. You got Cardano up 15% on the day. Ethereum Classic is up like 42%, like it's nothing. Everything is going cray-cray right now, which we love. So you got to love it, family. Respect the pump. Let's go. Welcome, everyone just joining us. But without further ado, if you're new to the channel, be sure to smash that subscribe button to receive daily premium crypto news alerts every single day, just like this. Also, be sure to hit the like and hit the bell icon to turn on all notifications. It also helps out tremendously with the YouTube algorithm. The goal is to get this channel to 100,000 subs in light speed alongside the Bitcoin price, because you already know 100K incoming. Send it. Today is January 11th, 2024. Another historic day in the Bitcoin market, as the Bitcoin ETFs have officially launched just a few hours ago. There's already roughly $2 billion in volume. And on top of that, we already reached a 22-month new high of roughly $49,000 per Bitcoin. And I think we're going to have continued extreme volatility, a lot going on in the markets. So let's kick it off with our market watch, as we do each and every day. You can see here on Coin360, virtually every crypto is pumping as the market cap continues gaining momentum. We got Bitcoin up 2.6%, Ether up 6.8%, Cardano up 15%, Solana up 6%, BNB 4%, XRP even up 5%. The biggest gainer I see is Ethereum Classic up over 40%, and Polkadot crushing it as well, up 16% on the day. And checking out for the past month to get a more broader perspective, you can see here Bitcoin still up 2% on the month, Ether up 6%, Cardano 15%, everything's a pumping. And checking out coinmarketcap.com, let's get a refresh for the latest data. We're currently at 1.78 trillion, up roughly 5% on the day. 24-hour volume is up 133 billion right now, up 48%. Bitcoin dominance back on the decline at 51.5%. We touched 54. I think that was a couple of days ago. We have the Ether dominance, which bottomed out at 15.9% on our live stream a few days ago, but trading back, the dominance at 17.6%, gaining momentum. And checking out the top 100 crypto gainers of the past 24 hours, Ethereum Classic up over 40%. We got Ethereum name service, I don't even know what that is, up 35%, followed by SUI up 26%. Below that, Tezos, Bonk, Astar, Flow, Mantle, and Polkadot. Now, which altcoins are you most bullish on for this bull run? Let me know in the comments. right down below. And checking out the crypto bubbles to get a visual perspective on the day. As you can see, everything is lit and going bonkers right now, including Bonk up 20%, ENS 36%, virtually every crypto in the top 100 in the green, -3. So that's 97 out of 100. And zooming out on the monthly, big gainers, ENS 153%, Say almost 200%, Ordi 51%, Mina 50%, EHEX 96%, ARB almost 90%, Osmo 100%, Stacks 90%, Satoshi Vision 92%, Hex 93%, Aster 95%, ICP 134%, just massive gainers overall. And checking out the Crypto Greed and Fear Index, guess what? We're back in extreme greed, rated a 76 on the day. Yesterday a 73, last week a 68, and last month a 67 in greed. So there you have it, my crypto fam. How many of you are bullish on the back of this news? Please do let me know. Bitcoin dump and then goes pump. Yeah, Bitcoin's going to do what it do. Omega candle, Kaiser candle, going to be, you already know. Who the idiots selling though? It's a great question. Larone Williams, it must be some traders looking to make a quick buck. Big dump, that's 3x this week. What the frick, 46.3, come on, man. I know, just about an hour or two ago, we were trading at 49,000. So again, extreme volatility is to be expected, family. There's a lot of manipulation always going on in the markets. The F and G index, I mean, sweet. HODL gang, HODL gang, HODL gang. Amen, Bitcoin Cowboy. Appreciate your support, fam. And shout out to the HODL gang and all the members of the channel. 200,000 Bitcoin price for 2024. Very doable, family. Clearly, 50,000 is the next major psychological resistance. We can melt through that 50 right on to 60, re-enter price discovery mode. I think around the time of the halving, we can easily be at 100,000 per coin. What are your thoughts, family? Just saw 45.9. Well, I guess it all depends upon what exchange you're on. The horror. People have to understand to hodl, hodl, hodl. It can only dump so often because the idiots will never get that Bitcoin back. Pretty much. George, 200 Bitcoin for 2024. Send it. Wall Street just taking profits while Bitcoin is having a little rest. Hello, fam. Welcome, Brent. What it do? Yes, extreme greed right now, Jennifer. We didn't even, or extreme volatility, you saying. We didn't even get started. Wait until the halving. And yeah, 3 months out. Let's not forget. April, the 2024 halving is going to take place. It always gets lit after the halving. We typically reach the cycle peak the year preceding the halving, which, if history rhymes, would mean in 2025 we hit our cycle peak. How high do you think we climb? Let me know. TX fees are at an all-time high. I'm not surprised, Ox Worker, but thanks for letting me know. By the way, I love Max, but I think he is a bit of a conspiracy of hate on ETFs. The bottom line is that hodlers will hodl like myself. They won't be able to take our coins. I don't think he's a hater whatsoever. He just understands the manipulation and the evil forces of all the collusion going on between Wall Street, regulators, the bankers, and all that stuff. And he's just trying to warn you that there is a difference between Bitcoin ETF and Bitcoin. Bitcoin does not equal Bitcoin ETF. Bitcoin ETF means someone is holding it for you. And we all know our motto, we preach, our mantra here on the channel, not your keys, not your coins, not your keys, not your cheese. So if you're not holding on to your Bitcoin, you therefore don't own it. Some other custodian is holding it for you. In this case, like with BlackRock, it would be Coinbase. So all he's trying to do is spread awareness so you understand the difference between Bitcoin and Bitcoin ETF, because a lot of noobs might not know the difference. So it's important we spread this awareness. Gary is the man. Yes, I said it. JB, what would be your prediction for 2 to 3 months after the halving? I do predict 6 figures in 2024, but I do think we hit the cycle peak in 2025 if history is the rhyme. Thus far, we've maintained that 4-year cyclical cycle, so I'm assuming it's going to be the same. However, Bitcoin on its own vector, anything can potentially happen. I think cycle peak, my range is between 222,000 and 500,000 per coin. I know it's a wide gap, but that's what I'm anticipating. What about you guys? Let me know. When is Qatar creating the 100K candle? Oh, Qatar. Hopefully soon. We need that Saudi money as well. Friends don't let friends buy Bitcoin ETFs. Teach them to buy the real thing. That's why we have this podcast. We educate the masses each and every day. Much respect, Jeff Rhodes. Big cheers from Moscow. Shout out Russia. We're super bullish here. Love to hear that. How about the government? Government have any talks of Bitcoin ETFs going on? Are they talking about the ETFs being approved in the US over in Russia? Let me know. What's the difference between the ETF and the Coinbase, really? Same concept. It means someone else is holding your crypto for you. But you do got to pay fees with the ETF. Some of the fees from Grayscale are as high as 1.5%, and the lowest from ARK is like 0.2%. And so it all depends. JV, you are outpacing your subs to Bitcoin, looking like 100K subs of 400,000 Bitcoin. I hope so, but I have a feeling it's going to be around the same time. We shall soon see. Michael Brown, appreciate your support, brother. But if you don't cash to buy the Bitcoin but have the funds in the ETF, the only way to own the Bitcoin is the ETFs. Max needs to stop hating so much and welcome people in. He is welcoming the ETFs. I don't think he's hating at all. I think he's just trying to educate people, Dimmy. We're going to be discussing some Max Kaiser tweets here in a little bit, the latest. Go lower, then I'll buy with the loan. I got using Bitcoin as collateral regarding the ETF. Here is my main concern. It's a matter of time before they start selling the same Bitcoin to 10 different people. Yeah, derivatives, you never know. That's what they do with gold and precious metals. Elections in Russia is coming and Putin is selected again. Wow. How many years has that man been president? That's incredible. 100% support, says Profit Taker. The SEC knows. Let's get it. 222,000 to 500,000 sounds good to me. Cheers for that. Cheers, family. I guess you can't cold wallet out of the ETF. Correct. It's fiat in, fiat out. So if you cash out your Bitcoin, theoretically, you get the fiat equivalent. So right now it would be $45,900. Yes, that's just how it is. Max said ETFs are to take all of our coins, but us OGs have our coins in self-custody, so they can't get it. So I don't think Max's theory makes sense. Again, he's not talking to the OGs. He's talking to all the noobs entering the Bitcoin space. OGs are going to be OGs. Max is the original OG. He started preaching Bitcoin back in 2011, so I have a lot of respect for him. Yeah, I mean, need to hear Sailor. There is no second best. Let's see if Sailor's around. I don't even know.
Love the thing that you don't want to sell it. Go mortgage your house and buy Bitcoin with it. And
Sailor's the man. Crypto Surge, I appreciate that. Smash the likes. But anyways, fam, we're going to get the show on the road. Discuss 50,000 to me is the next logical target. So here's the latest technical analysis. We'll check out the charts where the Bitcoin price action is likely to go next. Says here, first ETF trading day can blast Bitcoin's price past 50 G's, baby. Here's why. The crypto space witnessed a historic moment yesterday with the approval of all 11 spot Bitcoin ETFs, a development that has been eagerly anticipated since the Winklevoss twins filed for the first proposed Bitcoin ETF all the way back on July 1st of 2013. So it's been 11 years, fam. This pivotal event coincides with the 15th anniversary of Hal Finney's tweet running Bitcoin, marking a symbolic milestone in the digital currency's journey. That's right. Rest in peace, Hal Finney. Despite the monumental approval of the US SEC, Bitcoin's price reaction was muted, maintaining stability around that 46,000 level. This suggests that the approval had already been factored into the market price. Well, I guess it's because of the fake out. Let's be honest. Bitcoin pumped on the fake out 2 days ago to 48 within minutes. And then Gary tweeted, "Oh, we didn't approve that. You know, our account was compromised," and it kind of set things back. And we had the real launch, or I should say approval yesterday. But guess what happened? I feel like it was sabotage because there was a lot of fear, uncertainty, and doubt ultimately flooding the markets because people didn't know what to believe. But now it's all across the mainstream media, it's all over TV, and everyone's just hearing about it now as the ETFs are now officially trading. Spot ETFs, as opposed to futures, necessitate the acquisition of physical Bitcoin by the issuers, thereby exerting direct buying pressure onto the markets. This aspect, combined with the high conviction amongst the hodlers and the historic low Bitcoin reserves, that's right, supply shock incoming, fam, sets the stage for potentially volatile price movements, which is precisely what we're witnessing right now. So here's the staggering Bitcoin inflow projections for day one. Projections for ETF inflows, according to Bloomberg analysts, they're anticipating 4 billion in inflows on the first trading day. And we already got word maybe about 20 minutes ago, there's roughly 1.8 billion already in inflows. So already halfway to that target. Personally, I think we can blow past it. What do you guys think? With issuers collectively contributing 312 million in Bitcoin seeding, BlackRock's ETF is particularly notable with an expected 2 billion worth of inflows as per Bloomberg analysts. Now, Standard Chartered recently projected that 2024 can see 100 billion in spot Bitcoin ETF inflows, with a potential Bitcoin price reaching 200,000 per coin by the end of 2025, as I covered in great detail in yesterday's pod. Mike Alfred, a Bitcoin expert, commented on the potential scale of these inflows. Quoting him here, Bitwise has confirmed they have 100 million plus of investor commitments for tomorrow, day one, which is now today. I am certain BlackRock is hoping for 3 to 4 billion. Invesco Galaxy will also come out swinging. There's a lot of corn. Hope the exchanges are ready. And Tor Demeester, a research analyst, highlighted the significance of the ongoing fee war amongst the issuers, suggesting that the intense competition reflects expectations of substantial capital inflows. The intensity of the Bitcoin ETF bidding war is telling me the issuers believe that the winner low fees will be compensated by huge dollar inflows. Now, Alistar from Atlanta Digital echoed those sentiments, anticipating record-breaking inflows and a resultant surge in global interest in Bitcoin. As he shared here, tune in tomorrow and we'll try to break the record for the first day of ETF inflows. Let me know if you think we'll break that record. Meanwhile, on-chain analyst Axel Adler may have found a reason for Bitcoin's lagging performance thus far. He pointed out that the miners have decided to take advantage of the cash inflow into the market. As you can see in this chart, it shows you the Bitcoin miner stats. Now let's discuss 50G's incoming, quoting an analyst here on CEO of Falcon X. What we have been hearing is most people are pricing in net inflows into Bitcoin in the first week or so at 1 to 2 billion. So if the net inflows are less than 1 to 2 billion, it'll have an adverse effect on the price. And if it is more than 1 to 2 billion, which again, it's already 1.8 billion, roughly 20-30 minutes ago. So it will have a positive effect on the price, according to this analyst. Let me know if you agree or disagree. Now, British Hodl, a well-known analyst, shout out British Hodl, provided a deeper insight into the current market dynamics, explaining a lack of immediate price movement post-ETF approval and outlining scenarios for significant price changes depending upon the inflows after the ETFs start trading, quoting British Hodl. For anyone wondering, Bitcoin's price has not moved because leverage was wiped out yesterday. Everyone who wanted in before the ETF seems to be in. Only after 9:30 a.m. tomorrow, which is now today, can the ETFs actually start accepting capital and thus start acquiring Bitcoin. He stated and added that if Bloomberg is right with the 4 billion coming in on the first day, we can see a price of $50,000 to $57,000 by the close of trading day on Friday, which would be tomorrow. Let me know if you agree or disagree with that sentiment, that we can see a $50,000 to $57,000 Bitcoin price target by this time tomorrow. And now for some headlines as well. Cathie Wood was making the rounds, CEO of ARK Invest. She says at least 25% of her financial net worth is in Bitcoin. That's what's up, Cathie. She also says, do not FOMO into Bitcoin. No, that's what the SEC says. Cathie Wood says, Bitcoin at 600,000 by 2030 is my base case, and the bull case is 1.5 million per coin. Send it and let's get it. Now quoting Max with some recent tweets, shout out to Sailor, who took Bitcoin out of the Ishcoin gutter and set the stage for today's ETF approval. So much respect to the Giga Chad. He also says today is the end of the beginning for Bitcoin. The middle will mark the biggest explosion in market cap with huge price gains for Bitcoin, 220,000 per coin in play. He also says they can seize these Bitcoin held by the ETFs too. You get USD, they keep your Bitcoin. I would be surprised if this doesn't happen, which ultimately means he's pretty convinced that the government will eventually seize the Bitcoin ETFs and that they have a master plan. Max has been an insider in the financial markets for 40 years, so he knows his stuff. So I have a lot of respect, and he gets a lot of credibility from me. And he also says the human psyche, a Bitcoin ETF representing 1/10 of a Bitcoin, priced at 1/10 the price of a Bitcoin, will be seen by investors as much cheaper as bought more aggressively. Unit bias is a thing. This is why when stocks split, the price runs up. And he also tweeted here, Bitcoin has zero utility. It's just perfect money. To the extent gold has any utility, value interferes with its price discovery by the market, where players subjectively try to value the supposed utility value in a monetary exchange. This is why Bitcoin is demonetizing gold. It is perfect money versus gold, less than perfect money, or as Max commonly shares, gold is the poor man's Bitcoin. Let me know if you agree or disagree with that sentiment. And of course, Peter Schiff, the ultimate gold bug and BTC hater, has been tweeting all over the place, bashing Bitcoin as Bitcoin continues hitting and breaking records, new hash rate, all-time highs, new annual or almost 2-month highs reached this morning. Again, almost 49,000, extreme volatility. We're correcting some now, but still in the green for the day. Still a big day. Everyone's talking about Bitcoin right now. All eyes on BTC. And also Franklin Templeton updated their X profile, you know what I mean, image. And it's now a dude, I think it's like Benjamin Franklin with the laser eyes. So you already know the whole market is lit. Welcome everyone just joining the stream. Cool Cat Crypto, what it do, Lamp. Shout out to your brother Phil. Daddy-O in the building. Squirrel bait. I think we see 54 tip today, but sell around 50 G's by the end of the day. This is BS. What is BS, Crypto G? On long way, of course, we pumping. Gold is old man's Bitcoin, pretty much. It seems the market manipulation is becoming random. Peter liked that gold. Yeah. Huang family. Why is Bitcoin crashing back down? Because extreme volatility can be expected when there is massive news, because that's how the markets work, family. The market makers always win at the end of the day, and they win on the swings to the upside and to the downside, and they love wiping out leveraged traders. And that can be happening right now. You know what I mean? Because everyone's probably trading Bitcoin long off the back of the Bitcoin launch. So maybe the market is wiping some of that out and clearing the way so we can get above 50 G's, baby. What do you think? No, this is reality, dog. 35 Bitcoin will be here by the end of the month. I disagree, but I welcome your predictions, and I appreciate you having the balls to share it. I think most of the people here are going to be bulls, anticipating 50, 60, 70, 100, and Omega God candles. You already know. Ordi is up a lot. Omega candle straight down. Oh, no. Don't freak out, people. Don't freak out. There's no reason to freak out. JV, we are approved. Let's go to the moon. Shout out Izzy1. Appreciate your support, broski. Shifty Schiff, he won't admit defeat. Never. He'll never tap out. Maybe he'll capitulate when Bitcoin's at 1 million. You never know. Everyone pays for Bitcoin at the price they deserve, right? 45,000 is critical for change of character to short position. Congrats, fam. Congrats to all the hodlers. Why is Bitcoin crashing back down? It's just massively volatile right now. Just as fast as it just corrected from 49 to 46, it can go up to 55. So keep that in mind. You know what I mean? Expect the unexpected. Will says, I can see 39 to 41. I just don't see why we would dump when so much new capital is entering the market. 35,000 Bitcoin, damn good time to buy. Yeah, if that happens, count your blessings and stack sats, buy the dip, BTFD. Never listen to traders. They will get you wrecked. Good point, Phil C., especially those holoways out there. How long do you think this volatility will last? I think all year we're going to see extreme volatility. I hate to break it to you, but I don't think it's a bad thing. As long as we're trending upwards as we have been for the past year, who cares? Buy the dip, hodl. Be thy name. We'll never be seeing 40,000 anymore, much less 35 G's. Golden balls. You can also make money shorting the market unless you want to keep Bitcoin forever. Why not make money one way or the other? Because it's gambling, and I'm not opposed to making money. You know what I mean? All due respect. You want to short Bitcoin, God bless you. Good luck. On the weekend, we might see a big pump. I'm long-term hodler, so I just want to share that perspective. I'm not a day trader or swing trader. I just purchase Bitcoin and hodl for the centuries to come. You know what I mean? Generations to come, generational wealth. That's just me. The strategy has been working well for me since I got started in Bitcoin. It got started when Bitcoin was $1,500 in 2017. Today it's at 46. I count my blessings. So I have no desire to time the market, trade, because I understand 95% of traders will get wrecked and lose, because 95% of the people that go to the casinos and gamble will lose. And that's ultimately what it is. So, but I wish you all success. I like seeing people win, and I am not a hater at all. I love seeing people succeed. If you want to succeed with the altcoins, I wish you success with that. But I love the fastest horse in the race with the least risk, because I'm 40 years old and I don't have a strong risk tolerance. So just give me the sure thing so I can sleep tight at night, knowing I have unconfiscatable BTC. You already know, family. Any advice for people entering the market now? Yes. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride. HODL. That's it. It's so simple, the strategy, that it goes past most people's heads and most people can't do it. All you got to do is buy and hodl for a few cycles, and it's going to probably add a couple of zeros to that price action you see today. Typically, every cycle, we add a zero. So if we add a zero from today's price, that takes us to 460,000, which is very doable for this market cycle peak. What do you guys think? It's right in alignment with my target between 222 and 500. Bigger market cap, less volatile the price. Wait for the cash inflow slowly. Bitcoin historically has had several 80% drops, but it always recovers. 30 to 50% correction is no problem if you hodl. Bitcoin long-term trajectory is up, all the way up. Let's go. But anyways, family, let's dive into our next story of the day, discuss the latest. We discussed the $50,000 target potentially coming in today. Let's now discuss this ETF launch a little more in detail from the latest source coming from Cointelegraph. But first, here's some updates from SafeArt so you can get the latest. Spot Bitcoin ETFs crossed 1.2 billion in trading volume the first 30 minutes, but that was at 11:01 a.m. And then he updated us here. This was Balchunas. This was at 11:41, almost a good hour after this tweet, and the number still isn't 2.3 billion, but it did, however, hit 1 billion and then 1.8 billion if you include GBTC, which are unreal first day numbers. Records will be smashed today. My source is the consolidation of all the exchange feeds via the Bloomberg terminal. Now let's go to his actual timeline, because I have a lot of respect for the senior ETF analyst at Bloomberg, Balchunas, because he's been given phenomenal coverage throughout this ETF launch. So you can see here, he posted an hour ago, what happened to selling the news? Well, we did touch 49,000, fam, and I told you, expect extreme volatility. He also tweeted a minute ago, okay, the news sellers seem to have woken up. Not sure if that's all of that this is, though. There's likely a lot of cross currents right now with all of these launches and market makers. I agree. And he also wrote 14 minutes ago, here's the latest, the top 10 fresh spot Bitcoin ETFs have seen 1.3 billion in trading volume thus far. And if we add GBTC, we get to 2.3 billion. So we officially crossed 2 billion. And if we add BITO, which has a record day too, but it isn't part of the spot race, we got 3.5 billion for the complex. So there you go. Massive volume incoming right now. You can see all the tickers right here. And you can see the new spot ETFs and the whole complex. Shout out to Balchunas. We appreciate all the updates. He also wrote 11 minutes ago, BITO and GBTC are both in the top 10 amongst overall ETFs in trading volume today. IBIT and FBTC, I think that's the most hilarious ticker, don't you? Also making the top 25. Just to give some context on how this volume fits with the bigger picture, just overall superb showing. Remember, the ETH futures ETFs barely did 2 million. So what a drastic difference between the ETH futures and Bitcoin. He also wrote 7 minutes ago, reply, what all these dollars flying around means for the 10 fresh ETFs volume, it equals buying Bitcoin today, clear cut, but GBTC volume probably all selling, and maybe BITO has some too. So likely a lot of offsetting is going on. Just my take though, not 100%. We'll know more when the flows hit tonight. So there you go. But let's go back to this article, and I'll read you what's going on here, which was published by Cointelegraph. The first ever spot Bitcoin ETF in the US has started trading, as we know. BlackRock's iShare Bitcoin Trust with the ticker symbol IBIT started trading in the pre-market, and at the time of this article being published was up 22.25%, trading at $26.81. The iShares Trust is listed on the NASDAQ exchange. It is official if you didn't get the memo. And I shared with you some of the updates from Balchunas, so I'm going to skip that right there. And apart from BlackRock, Grayscale's Bitcoin Trust also started trading in the pre-market. GBTC shares were up 2% during pre-market trading hours, with GBTC listed on the New York Stock Exchange. It's also all over the news. I had fans family members texted me this morning. They're talking about Bitcoin ETFs on the news. I'm like, yeah, get used to it. We're just getting started. And in the landmark judgment, the SEC approved the 19B4 apps from ARK21 Shares, Invesco Galaxy, VanEck, and VanEck just launched a 30-second ETF ad today, which is pretty lit. Let me know if you guys had a chance to see it. Wisdom Tree, Fidelity, Valkyrie, BlackRock, Grayscale, Bitwise, Hashdex, and Franklin Templeton, allowing their spot Bitcoin ETFs to be listed and traded on various public exchanges. The official trading for all 11 approved spot Bitcoin ETFs began officially trading this morning at 9:30 p.m. Eastern. The Bitcoin price didn't react much at first, but we did top 49,000. Currently correcting, consolidating, but it is what it is. Let me know your thoughts of where you feel the Bitcoin price is likely to end before the end of the trading session today. Holla at your boy. Shout out Barry BTC. What it do? Shout out Larry Lowe. Candle, candle, candle. Let's go. Carlos, where's the money? Not an impressive first day? Really? Says Pinto. Don't forget to pay your crypto taxes, folks, says Universal. I am very disappointed, says Rock. Well, keep in mind the day isn't over. Normies are hard to convince. At least we already got in a new 22-month high as a silver lining, meaning we're going to eventually go right back to where we left off. So I expect nothing less. I am still bullish. Normies are hard to convince. A lot of good news, a lot of money, flight in, and it's only 46,000. It's going below 40, says Nelson. Sup, y'all? Either you believe in crypto or you don't. Weak hands go away. Well said, Daddy-O. CNBC was on fire with the talks of Bitcoin last night. What's a normie? Nah, there's always hard to convince, says Jennifer. ETF approval calms nerves of new retail investors. Bitcoin Army, where you at? John Matrix, cheers family. So who is dumping Bitcoin so hard? It's a great question. Who knows? I don't know. Nobody I know is dumping Bitcoin. Maybe some whales? I don't know. What are your plans to sell without paying taxes to these criminals? Asked Milton. I predict 47,000 ending today. Hello from South Africa. South Africa in the building. Yes, 50 G's incoming. Send it, Jennifer. If you know what normie is, you are a normie. Diamond hands. Tate calls them the brokies. Thanks for your info. You're very welcome, PA. Let's go. What up, Billy? Appreciate you, fam. It's called a topping tail. Very bearish, says Lant. Inflation report tanked us. 80,000 possible before the halving. Very doable. In fact, Adam Back, creator of, what is it called? Hashcash. He made a bet that Bitcoin would hit 100,000 per coin before March 31st, 2024, which is the day before the month of the halving taking place in April. Let me know if you agree with that target. I am holding, but expected so much more with this historic moment. Just the beginning, guys. Hodl hard. That's right. We always pump when you least expect it, so keep that in mind. What is the privacy on protocol level? Shouldn't the price go up and so many money flows in? I can't stand the weak hands. Quit crying. Lerone Williams. Cheers. Just bought the BlackRock ETF, says Rock. Word, you do it with your 401k? Let me know. Next candle incoming. We need the Omega candle. When's the Gary G coin coming? Kramer's one dumping. Yeah, Kramer, Gensler, the Senator Warren, Jamie Dimon, maybe. What do you think is the correction price? I think you're looking at the correction price, family. I don't think we go much lower than this. What do you guys think? Let me know. Niam Chan, what it do? Crypto Surge. Welcome to the show. Pump the likes, pump the stream. We currently got over 700 people in here. Yesterday, we had 4.3 thousand concurrent viewers, a new record here for the channel. And we got over 50,000 views during the live stream. It was pretty lit. Hodl, 46.2. Now, let's freaking go. And we'll do a pump watch this evening, family, just as we did last evening. Going through all this morning, we did a 10-hour pump watch. So if we go back above 48 G's, we'll do another pump watch this evening. I still have a feeling 50 G's is incoming, baby. Zoom out. We going up forever. Precisely, Matthew. When in doubt, zoom out. This is what you call the dip. Eat the dip. I've been waiting my whole life for someone to call me normal. Thank you so much for calling me a normie. I can relate, Lance. I can relate. Only huge candle makes the short squeeze so bad. Sorry, bears. The miners may be taking profits. Negative 22% between the 30% pullback incoming. Look at the big picture, people. Word up. But let's continue. I still got more news to share with you today. Let's discuss the $150,000 target from Rich Dad, Robert Kiyosaki. Shout out to Rock. He says, welcome to Merca Bitcoin. Oh, Merca Bitcoin. Let's freaking go. Appreciate the super, appreciate the support, and love the fact it's Bitcoin Orange. So thank you, family. Love and light. Appreciate you. But yeah, here's the latest from Robert Kiyosaki, the author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad. How many of you have read the book? Let me know. Commenting on the approval of the spot Bitcoin ETFs by the US SEC, Kiyosaki said he is glad he bought Bitcoin years ago, emphasizing that the price of Bitcoin will soon reach $150,000 per coin. Send it. Quitting him here. Bitcoin ETF, yay. Glad I bought years ago. Bitcoin to 150 G soon. I will be buying more gold, silver, and Bitcoin with fake dollars. And we just got word from the real Gary Gensler. Here we go. Here's an update. He says,
I need my pump all the way up. Congrats.
Appreciate you, real Gary Gensler, always providing these much needed updates during the streams. So Kiyosaki also noted gold to the moon as the central banks buy, store, and never sell. Silver to crash as silver stackers sell to pay the bills caused by the rising inflation. Great news for silver stackers. Time to buy more as silver crashes. It's all good news except for losers who save fake fiat US dollars. So don't be one of those losers he's talking about and only keep in the bank what you can afford to lose, fam. The renowned author often refers to fiat currency as fake money because it is fake money. So kudos to him. He previously explained that when President Richard Nixon removed the US dollar from the gold standard in 1971, the US dollar became fake money. Preach. He clarified that this is because rather than being tied to real money, such as gold, it was tied to the full faith and credit of the United States. And what does Bitcoin do? It separates money from the state. It's a direct threat to the central banking cartels, fam. Kiyosaki has been long recommending gold, silver, and Bitcoin. Personally, I'm not a fan of the precious metal markets because they're heavily manipulated and they can be confiscated. That's just me. What do you guys think? He recently said Bitcoin is the best protection against hyperinflation. Also, it's insurance against catastrophic events. It is a hedge against deflation. It's also, as I mentioned, it's unconfiscatable, it's incorruptible, and it has all the attributes of gold, but way superior. The Rich Dad Poor Dad author has made a number of bullish predictions about the price, ranging from $135,000 in the near term to $1 million per coin in the event of global economic crisis. Now, we all know we're going to expect more global economic crises, right, family? Now, in February, he projected that the price of Bitcoin would reach $500,000 per coin by 2025. Guess what? JV's top prediction there. My range is $222,000 to $500,000, so good to see we're in alignment. While gold can rise to $5,000. Now, what would you rather have? The upside potential of Bitcoin hitting $500,000 or gold practically doubling and hitting $5,000? You tell me, fam. And silver can reach $500 within the same time frame. Meanwhile, other big names have also made some big bullish price predictions. Venture capitalist Tim Draper sees Bitcoin hitting $250,000 this year. Send it. And as I mentioned, Standard Chartered's projecting $200,000 by 2025, along with Alliance Bernstein. Fueled by the recent spot Bitcoin ETF approvals, also ARK Investors' Kathy Wood is anticipating significant price increase after the ETF launch. So there, you freaking have it. Let me know your thoughts. Shout out to Ron. I appreciate you subbing to the #1 daily Bitcoin pod. Stack that Bitcoin, fam. Everyone who says it won't go to 50 G's, did you say the same in 2021? They sure did. I remember when Bitcoin soared from like 16,000, wherever we were at, all the way to 69,000 within 60 days. Never forget that. That wasn't that long ago, family. If it done it once, it can do it again. The new pandemic, economic crisis, wars, and all kinds of issues coming, but Bitcoin is here to stay. That's why we got to protect ourselves against the chaos of the world. I like how Kathy Wood put it. Bitcoin is an insurance policy. So get your insurance, stack your biddies. Next run up starts now. Send it. You can't buy the dip without fiat. Good point. Unless you work for Bitcoin. Sell pizza slice for Bitcoin. Do what you got to do. Sell some lemonade, for Christ's sake. Sell something. Everyone probably has some things you're not using in your garage or sitting around the house. Sell it and buy the hardest money to ever exist. Why wouldn't you? This tiny pump was just retail. The real flows haven't even started. Amen, RC. Amen. Where are my diamond hands? Big miners are dumping. Hashes up 6% 24 hours. Block times are 8 minutes. Interesting 2 for 1. We reached the low. I think so too. Parable of the talent teaches you to get the hell out of fiat. Amen. It's like getting the hell out of Dodge. Dodge, get the hell out of Doge. Get the hell out of Fiat. Morning, brother. Shout out to Rachel. How you doing, family? Lots of love. Appreciate that. Love and light. Namaste. Welcome to the stream. Pump the likes to pump the stream. We greatly appreciate it, family. Thanks for everybody's support. What a day. The past 48 hours has been lit nonetheless, since the fake out of the approval to the real approval and now the official launch. Traditional finance will hate a successful launch. Of course, they still perceive Bitcoin as an enemy. I mean, look at the words and sentiment from Gary Gensler. Even with the official approval letter, he was still bashing Bitcoin. You know what I mean? Taking shots, letting you know how they truly stand against it. The only reason they truly approved it, in my opinion, is because it's criminal for them not to, because we all want it, and they've been kicking the can down the road for a decade. So if they continue to deny it, they're going to end up in prison, so they got to give us what we want. The people demand it, sign of the times. JV, what's going on with the miners, and especially MicroStrategy? I have no idea. I don't have any insights on the miners family. JV, yeah, people still don't understand what's happening. Sell it all to me. Wow, ha, ha, ha. I would change or charge an old woman for Bitcoin. What does that mean? Charge an old woman for Bitcoin. We won. Of course we won. Bitcoiners always win. When we pump, we win. When we dump, we buy the dip. We continue to win. There's no losing. Everyone who is a Bitcoin hodler is a winner. Never forget that. It's called a super cycle. Send it. Yeah, Gensler was still a jerk. Can't have fun without the government ruining it. What the frick? Amen. What happened to 48? I mean, we touched 49 very briefly, and then we dumped a few G's, but we're still up 700 on the day, maintaining above 46 too at this current time. We shall soon see. We now have over 800 people on the stream. Pump the like, pump the stream. We appreciate it. The miners are selling. That could be causing this dip right now, Jennifer. So thanks for sharing. Let's dive into our next story of the day. I got a couple more stories to share, then we'll do our live Q&A. Anthony Scaramucci of Skybridge Capital is predicting $12 trillion for the market cap. So let's break this down, and then we'll be discussing the Omega candle, which is a $100,000 candle on the daily chart. So here we go. The headline reads, 12 trillion Bitcoin market cap incoming, predicts Anthony Scaramucci. Shout out to Scaramucci. The founder and CEO of Skybridge Capital, the Mooch, believes that the total market cap of Bitcoin could rise more than 13-fold from the current level. Send it. Scaramucci says in a new interview on CNBC, the Bitcoin's total market cap stands to potentially equal that of Bitcoin with the entry of the mainstream investors, following the potential of the approval of the spot Bitcoin ETF by the SEC, quoting the Mooch right here. So if there is a sell on the news after the spot Bitcoin ETF approval, though, I'd be surprised, because there feels like there is several $billion of market demand. And he's right. There's already been $2 billion roughly of inflows entering the ETFs. And remember, those 12 spot Bitcoin ETF issuers want this to get off on a strong start. And I do think they have pent up demand. We enter the space in 2020. We like it long term. Bitcoin loved me long time. We think Bitcoin could eventually be the same or up there with the market cap of gold. That may take a decade, but it is very promising. And that fact that the SEC is going to allow this in brokerage accounts, I think this is meaningful. Now that Wall Street is involved, they will sell this product to their best investors. Now, the World Gold Council estimates that the amount of yellow metal mined throughout history stands at approximately 209,000 tons, valued at around 12 trillion. Bitcoin's market cap currently sits just shy of 1 trillion. At the time this article was published, it was just shy of 900. I think they mean billion, clearly, not million. The Skybridge Capital CEO further says the Bitcoin could also benefit from the Fed's plans to ease the monetary policy, quoting the Mooch again here. I think more liquidity in the markets is better for Bitcoin. The people who are studying Bitcoin and doing the work on Bitcoin recognize it as a digital store of assets. They see it as a digital form of gold. And so if there is laxity in the interest rate cycle, that means there will be more liquidity. And I think it'll be better for BTC. It'll find its way into more model portfolios. Amen. And let's not forget, it wasn't long ago, last year, BlackRock published a report with their preferred Bitcoin allocation recommendation for portfolios. It was like, I think it was 84.9%. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty confident that was the number. So BlackRock is already recommending portfolios holding 85% ballpark of Bitcoin. Now, Kathy Wood announced she has over 25% of her wealth stored in Bitcoin. Ricardo Salinas, the third richest amigo in Mexico, has the majority of his portfolio in Bitcoin. And I bet the majority of you guys do as well. Let me know. But I want to see, before we dive into our feature story of the day and before we get into our live Q&A, let me know by a show of hands, how many of you believe and are still confident Bitcoin will smash $50,000 within the next 24 hours? If so, put a 1 in the live chat. If you don't think it's going to happen, put a 2. I just want to gauge your sentiment because I appreciate your feedback. Content, what it do? Bitcoin is our father. Yes. Luke Skywalker reference. I dig it. CME Bitcoin March 2024, 47 Gs. It's not going to last. Wealth Ranger, what it do? No normal retracement for Bitcoin. The trend changed. Welcome everyone just joining us. Let me know, 1 or 2. 1 means 50 Gs within 24 hours. 2 means you're skeptical. You don't think it's going to happen. There we go. 1 1 2 2 1 2 baller bill 2 2 1 1 golden balls 1. I love golden balls. What a good username. 1 1 2 2 1 1 1 1 1 2 1 1 1 2 a 1 2 a mic check 1 2 1 2. Pretty divided right now. I say it's like 50-50 here in the chat. I appreciate you guys letting me know. What does a 5 mean, Mr. Obleton? 1 1 1 2 2 1. Not for today. We already pumped. 3 2 1 2 2 2. Remember, the plebs are just waking up, realizing what's going on. Think about all the people in California right now. 3 hours or 4 hours earlier than here. So it's still morning time. Why did you sell high and aren't buying low? Sunday, 1 2 1 1 1. Melda put a 1. The legend of Melda continues. Why buy an ETF when you do not physically hold it? Because some people are in a position where they have 401k and the only way to get Bitcoin exposure is through the ETF. For us plebs, it would make the most sense clearly to just buy the underlying asset because Bitcoin ETF does not equal BTC. We got to keep that in mind. What's the poll? The poll is asking when 50 Gs within the next 24 hours, this weekend, next week. I'll end the poll in a little bit, but still, I want to leave it up until the end of the show. Many Bitcoiners make 10 bucks and then sell. Come on, think a little bigger. That's probably the average mindset, unfortunately, Wayne. You nailed it. I don't own any Bitcoin, just alts. Nick, what are you doing with your life, big dog? All the bag holders are going to be holding Gucci bags. Everyone going to look like Richard Hart soon. Why no volume? No, volume is on, family. You need to turn your volume on. I don't hold money in my bank either, but it's still mine. Theoretically, until the government decides to seize it from you for whatever reason they decide to. If you've never been extorted, maybe that's not an issue. But if you've been extorted, then you guys can relate. I'm 95% in Bitcoin. That's what's up, Kepler. Well done. This pleb is CABN up all night. BitBoy was outside the SEC yesterday and asking people if they knew about the ETF, and almost everyone said no. Well, there you go. The plebs have no idea what's going on right now. I was watching the early pump. Future looks good. Everything else in the market looks red. Was the CPI data bad? Maybe. I didn't get the CPI data this morning. We went to the pump. We were doing a pump stream earlier. Been busy here on the channel, as you can tell. 1-1. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see if we hit 50 Gs. But anyways, let's dive into our feature stories of the day. Let's discuss the latest with the Omega candle. An Omega candle means a $100,000 candle on the daily chart. I'm going to be sharing the latest updates from Samson Mao, as well as a very epic thread from Balaji, which really struck a chord with me reading it, helping you understand how historic this moment is right now. So let's dive into the latest. I'll start with the Samson Mao tweet. Bitcoin ETFs are approved and trading begins soon in the perfect storm. And yes, he tweeted that right before the trading began. We have officially began. There's already 2 billion in volume. So he wrote here, ETF ad campaigns, which we're seeing every day a new ad from another asset manager. Today, they just launched another one from Van Eck. Nation state adoption. There are many countries which could be adopting Bitcoin this year. He predicts at least 3 of them. Max Kaiser, same, ultimately saying at least 3 nations are going to adopt Bitcoin as the legal tender. We have a lot of candidates. We have Mexico. We have Suriname. We have Colombia. We have Mexico. I don't know if I just said Mexico, but there's quite a few out there, family. We also have potentially Sovereign Wealth Fund in Qatar, which currently controls $500 billion in assets. could be converting their Bitcoin sovereign wealth or their sovereign wealth fund into Bitcoin. We also have the Saudi money. We have the largest oil company in Saudi Arabia recently partnered with the largest bank of Japan, SBI Holdings, and they're looking to get into digital assets. What's the number one digital asset? You already know, family. The halving, which we know is only 3 months out, the Veblen effect, the 118x multiplier, the supply shock, very limited supply of biddies out there on the exchanges, recursive demand shock, the low Bitcoin supply on the exchanges, we just mentioned, the Max Payne theory, renewed QE, and FASB accounting, which is now official, which is going to begin this year. Omega candle awaits us. Here's a glimpse of what the Omega candle will look like, fam. Rising into the heavens. Let's freaking go. He also tweeted that 58% of Bitcoin Twitter expects Bitcoin to rise to $1 million fast and violently, as he shared in this thread, in this poll. What's the most likely path to the inevitable 1 million Bitcoin mark? Slow and gradual rise to 1 million over a number of years, or fast and violent in a very short period of time? And 46% of you said fast and violent, and this got over 93,000 views and 6,800 votes. So let's get it. Now, before I read you this thread about Max Payne and Bitcoin going to $1 million, I want to share the latest from Balaji because this, again, struck a chord with me and very insightful. I think you're going to enjoy it. History is running in reverse. Now, if you don't know who Balaji is, he was the chief technology officer a long time ago over at Coinbase, and he's the one that made the bullish prediction that Bitcoin would hit $1 million per coin back last year after the regional banking crisis. Nonetheless, here's what he had to share. This is a long thread, so strap in. The Bitcoin ETF is the spiritual reversal of the executive order 6102. Back in 1935, they seized the gold, but now digital gold is back. 90 years ago, FDR and his fellow travelers rode the 20th century arc of centralization. The choke points of the new tech from mass media and mass production allowed them to gain control over the population, recruit the top talent in their brain trust, and seize the gold after a series of epic legal battles. That's right, the Gold Seizure Act of 1933, fam. Those gold clause cases are forgotten today, but received as much contemporary coverage as 9/11 or the moon landing, which were both inside jobs. They were the most important issue in the country, receiving far more coverage than seemingly comparable Supreme Court decisions like Roe versus Wade. Why? The reason is that the transition from a gold-backed to fiat-backed system was comparable to a soft communist revolution, as the visible seizure of gold laid the groundwork for the invisible seizure of wealth via money printing. And the classically trained judges at the time fully understood this. Justice McReynolds' then famous dissent denounced the ruling in the harshest terms, noting that the Constitution is gone and the dollar may be 30 cents tomorrow, 10 cents the next day, and 1 cent the following day. Now, McReynolds was right. While the court was forced into a grudging institutional surrender by FDR's threat of court packing, the gold clause cause affected every economic decision maker in the country, as it amounted to the U.S. government explicitly defaulting on its bonds by seizing the assets of its citizens, laying the groundwork for the century of monetary debasement to come. Now, all of that is unwinding. FDR's team could ride the wave of centralizing tech that built giant states around the world. But today, tech today favors the centralization. That's right. Personal computers, end-to-end encryption, mobile phones, and of course, cryptocurrency. Thus, today, talent isn't being pulled into a government brain trust. It is being drained out of the U.S. establishment. And as a consequence, the epic legal battles are on balance going our way. It is not just the DC Circuit case. The ideological conflict of decentralization and centralization is reflected in the 3-2 vote for the Bitcoin ETF approval itself. Reed Pierce's brilliant pro-liberty approval, Crenshaw's Tor denial, and Gensler's reluctant approval. We all hate Gensler. If you want to see Gensler fired, put a 1 in that live chat. Y'all see the echoes of the gold clause cuss, but in reverse, this time it is the centralized state that is being forced into a grudging institutional surrender. And a surrender it is, as Crenshaw's dissent makes clear. There is no primary regulator for the Bitcoin spot markets. Spot Bitcoin ETPs, exchange-traded products, will be participating in an unregulated, fragmented, continuously traded, globally free-for-all. Even if there were a primary regulator for this market, much of it could be beyond the reach of U.S. regulation. Let that sink in. This is what the U.S. establishment truly fears. Not Bitcoin as fraud, but Bitcoin as freedom. Preach. They want to rule not just you, but the world. So they're scared of the prospect of a global free-for-all beyond the reach of U.S. regulation. And they know that any spot ETF will bid up the price of self-custodied Bitcoin outside of their control, just as Satoshi intended. Facts. So since FDR's seizure of gold, our lives have revolved around the centralized state rather than the decentralized market. The state has had control for so long, we have forgotten what freedom is. But now, gold is slipping out of their hands and back into yours. History is running in reverse. What a powerful thread, family. Let me know your thoughts on that. And I also want to share with you some of the highlights of this thread from Samson Mow, which he published on January 8th on why we're going to $1 million Bitcoin in days to weeks after this ETF approval. And guess what? This is day one, family. So he's potentially saying we can expect potentially $1 million Bitcoin price this freaking week. Let's go. Here's what he says. Bitcoin has a way of doing what we least expect in the most disruptive way. For example, at Jan 3, we had many plans and meetings set for 2024. 1 million Bitcoin could derail everything. Now, number one, ideally, we have a good couple of years to onboard nation states at Jan 3. Fast 1 million means we're out of time. 50 countries reach out frantically and we're overloaded. All of the careful planning and proposals are out the door. Just smash buying Bitcoin and no sleep. For the team, no sleep. Where you at? Number two, fast 1 million Bitcoin means that Plan B stock to flow model breaks again, just when it was looking like it was going on the track record. Max Payne. Number three, Lightning is completely unusable for anyone not using custodial wallet or Aqua Bitcoin. Fast 1 million means fees are super high in dollar terms. No new Bitcoin users can afford to create a new Lightning wallet. Max Payne. Number four, fast 1 million Bitcoin means Michael Saylor and MicroStrategy never reached their goal of stacking 1% of the Bitcoin supply. Right now, they're sitting at roughly 0.9%, which is roughly 1%, and their goal, FYI, is to have 5% of the circulating supply, meaning they are looking to hodl 1 million Bitcoin. Right now, they have close to 200,000. So close, so very close, Max Payne-ish. Upside is MicroStrategy is now in the top 30 most valuable companies on the world list. Number five, El Salvador and other countries missed the window to issue their Bitcoin bonds and accumulate substantial stacks of Bitcoin at sub 100,000. The IMF debt still looms. Max Payne. Number six, Christine Lagarde and many high-regarded economists, lose their jobs, but I think we're okay with this one. Hyper-Bitcoinization and fiat hyperinflation begins in 1 to 2 years after a $1 million price action for Bitcoin. Max Payne. Hyper-Bitcoinization. Let's go. Number seven, Peter Schiff and the gold bugs suffer a collective mental breakdown. After Bitcoin goes to 1 million fast, gold is still hovering around 2,000. Max Payne. Number eight, the plebs are not immune either. Many will be stuck with a number of unspendable UTXOs worth $500 to $1,000. Many others, not you of course, will sell at 100,000 only to buy back at 500,000. Max Payne. Number nine, 8 billion people on the planet just missed the most important opportunity of their lifetimes to get into Bitcoin when it would have made a significant economic difference. They can now only work to earn Bitcoin. I think this is the biggest one. Max Payne. And number 10, the entire legacy financial system will need to very quickly reorganize around Bitcoin as the new base. Businesses will need to be able to accept Lightning, and companies will have to rapidly convert cash reserves to Bitcoin, and none of them are remotely ready. Max Payne. And here's his conclusion. So my point is that the probability of Bitcoin making an unexpected move that results in Max Payne for the largest number of people is the most likely outcome. That means 1 million Bitcoin fast. Send it. And also, because of these reasons, plan accordingly. The ETF approvals aren't priced in. The halving isn't priced in. More nation state adoption isn't priced in. Renewed QE isn't priced in. The multiplier effect isn't priced in. The Veblen effect isn't priced in. And all of this is happening at the same time, all of which is not priced in. So there you have it, my crypto fam. Let me know if you agree with that sentiment. Let me know your feedback, and welcome to the Q&A session of the show. We've been streaming now already over an hour. There's 833 people here live with us on YouTube. Pump the like, pump the stream. I appreciate it. We're also live simultaneously broadcasting on Rumble. And after the show ends on YouTube, we will continue with the uncensored version exclusively on Rumble. So get ready, family. Stacks, good or bad? I'm bullish on Stacks. I think it's a great project, says nobody knows. Bro, I am not waiting for someone else to do it. It's just the way I am. I owned a skateboard shop. I know stickers and how to sell them. That's what's up, family. My cousin and Saudi are on it. Shout out Mohammed. Your broskies and Saudi are on it. We're taking Bitcoin to 75,000 to 110,000. Inshallah. Assalamu alaikum, family. Totally agree, says Breck. Pump the likes. I've been saying 1 million quickly. It's going to happen fast. That's what's up. What a time to be alive. Amen, Paul. Cheers, brother. Shout out to Frank. One love. They shaking out our paper hands? Oh, hell no. Gensler couldn't punch his way out of a wet paper bag with scissors in his hands. Shout out to the RZA. Y'all remember It's Yours? The world in the palm of our hands. It's yours. Double LP for Wu-Tang Clan. Yeah, Uncensored, my favorite. You already know, Rachel. Appreciate your support. Everyone's support. Did I miss something? Why so early? Sometimes I got to go early because I have a life and I have a daughter and she goes to school. So I woke up. Check this out. Yesterday, we streamed for like 3 hours on the pod, had over 50,000 viewers. Shortly after, we did a premiere, you know what I mean? And then after that, shortly after, we did a, 11-hour pump watch, which I was up till 2 a.m. The pump watch went all night without me. I woke up at 6 a.m., got my daughter ready for school, prepared breakfast, took her to school, got back, got ready for the pod. Whoa, so JV has been a busy man. So I had to do the show a little earlier than normal. So we're not always 3 p.m. Eastern. That's the typical time. But every once in a while, I got to switch it up to keep you on your feet. You know what I mean? Sats rule everything around me. Cream, get the biddies. $1 million bitch, y'all. I'm setting orders at 45, 44, 43, all the way down to 1. Good luck with that one, big dog. Make me rich, says Easy Game. Pump the stream and let's all get rich together. Spread the word. We preach in the holy gospel of Satoshi each and every day, 7 days a week, like no other. The #1 daily Bitcoin pod. Welcome, Richard Sama. I appreciate you subscribing. The ETFs are selling. Amen. That's what's up. We shared already over 2 billion worth of inflows. I sold. Oh no, you're going to regret that. Buy back immediately. Your channel is going to explode, JV. You reap what you sow. Cheers, Paul. Appreciate that. Looking forward to 100,000 subs along with 100,000 Bitcoin price action. You do it perfectly, JV. Thank you, Blackbird Garden. Much respect. Only 954,000 to 1 million. We're so close. Yeah, think about this. Like realistically, Bitcoin's close to 50 G's. 20x from 50,000 is what? 1 million. Shout out Lyle Daily. Appreciate you subbing. #1 daily Bitcoin pod. Now, to get to 20x, all you got to do is 10x times 2. Basic math. You know what I mean? How effortlessly can we 10x? Y'all witnessed 2016, 2017 bull run. Virtually more than 10x. I recall in 2016, before I got into Bitcoin, Bitcoin was like maybe between $500 and $800. In 2017, when I got involved, Bitcoin was maybe $1,500. We pump all the way to 20 G's. So don't tell me it can't happen. Also, we didn't have institutional FOMO, we didn't have ETFs, and we didn't have the hash rate at the level it's at right now. So you can't tell me it's impossible. Everyone who wrote off Bitcoin when it hit $1, it's never gonna go to $10. Guess what? We hit $10. Shout out to IMTIAZ. Appreciate your family. And then everyone said, oh, it'll never go to $100. And then we hit 100. Oh, it'll never go to 1,000. We hit 1,000. Oh, it'll never go to 10,000. We hit 10,000. It'll never go to, we hit 50. It'll never go to, we hit 60. You know what I mean? So anyone doubting Bitcoin doesn't get it. Bitcoin is up 20 million% in the past 13 years. Let that sink in. Underestimating Bitcoin is like underestimating freedom and sovereignty for humanity. I don't understand it. Yes, you already know. Crypto winter is over. Sayonara, family. There is no second best. We're all moving a little back up now. You know how we do. 777 is a winner's number. Jackpot. All Bitcoin hodlers are winning. We pumping, baby. Thanks for doing your live, JV. We appreciate your dedication. Shout out to Dan. Just doing my part. Why are we pumping again? Why aren't we pumping? Bitcoin will hit 100,000 soon. I truly believe that. And we're going to have a celebration fiesta for Bitcoin when we hit 100K. Here in Puerto Rico, you're all invited. Make sure to join the Discord, discord.cryptonewsalerts.net. We have a channel dedicated to that. As we get closer and closer to the all-time high, we'll be releasing a location and the date and all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? It'll be 20 billion% before it's all over. Easy peasy, Barek. Dankness in the building. People don't understand. That's why they haven't studied. Yeah, if you haven't put your 10,000 hours of research, you're missing the boat. One House Productions. Cheers, family. Fist bump. I appreciate it. I feel like there's going to be some profit taken now. Pumping into the alt. I mean, alt's already pumping, family. Look at the crypto bubbles. Can we be set for life with one full Bitcoin in 10 years? It all depends upon your lifestyle goals. Everyone has different lifestyle goals. Like Sailor would say, no, he'd jump off of a building if he only had one Bitcoin. But for the average person, one Bitcoin being worth $10 million in the next 10 years, I think you'd be set. But it all depends, family. Are you a saver? Let me know. You got to be able to hodl that baby. 150,000 before 2025. Keep stacking the sats. Internet of Money studied back in 2013. So grateful. Shout out to Milton Murray for being an OG. I'm coming to Puerto Rico with the fam when Bitcoin hits 100. Send it. Looking forward to meeting you, Rachel. Keep stacking them sats. You know how we do each and every day. Bling, bling. See you at the party. It's a Bitcoin thing. Looking forward to it, One House. Thanks for the sub. I didn't know what the frick Bitcoin was when I discovered it. It took me years to figure it out. And so what year did you discover it, Melda? If you don't mind sharing, I'd love to know. Shout out to the legend of Melda. Keep stacking, says Jennifer. 100%. You know how we do.
You've got a business that you love because your family works for the business. It's in your family for 37 years. And you can't bear to sell it, mortgage it, finance it, and convert the proceeds into the hardest money on earth, which is Bitcoin.
Thank you, Sailor. 100K before the end of January. Let's go. I got my laser eyes about 6 months ago, says Eric. That's what's up. What up, the Vogans? 100K after the halving for shizzle. Send it. Isn't it obvious everyone is rotating to ETH? I doubt that. When you say everyone, I sure as hell am not. I rotated ETH for Bitcoin last year. What about you guys? Are you a trader or a hodler? JV's a hodler. Hodl hard. How long must you live in Puerto Rico to get the tax advantage? You must make this your primary residence if you take advantage of Act 60, which ultimately means 6 months out of the year you have to actually live on the island, which ultimately equates to 183 days. So you can still travel or, live other places, but you have to be on the island at least 183 days out of the year to take advantage of zero capital gains tax on all investments, which include cryptocurrency, real estate, etc. Matthew, what do you say there? Don't buy the Bitcoin after the market closes. Cash creates. They have to buy Bitcoin with the money from the shares. Word. 8 billion people in the world, only 19 million Bitcoin. That's like one Bitcoin available for every 8,000 people. Great perspective, Craw. And oh snap, I just caught the hiccups. Thank God the news part of the show is over. That would be tripping me out. Palm Beach in the house. Johnny Bravo, what it do? Melda, welcome. Again, paper hands are rotating into ETH, always chasing the newest hype. You lose lots of money that way. Yeah, for real. Love the content. Stay positive and profitable. God bless. God bless, family. Appreciate you. We're dumping on the institutions and their bags now. We hold the bit. He who holds the Bitcoin makes the rules. Quoting Max. Classic. Why did we drop from 48? Because that's what markets do. Volatile. Mass volatility. Volatility equals life force. And the force is strong with BTC. You guys already know.
60% dominance is bullshit, ridiculous, stupid.
This 60% dominance is bullshit, stupid, ridiculous, according to Sailor. What do you guys think?
Right? Like, it's stupid. The point is,
Stupid.
if you have the superior asset, it's going up forever, Laura.
Boom. If you have the superior asset, it's going up forever, Nelda. Bro, it took me a minute to understand Bitcoin for what it is. Kept learning, kept studying. Now I know what it is. Future freedom. Hodling in Coral Springs, Florida. Shout out Coral Springs, Michael Brown. This is just the beginning. Cheers to that. Salute family with some high quality H2O. We hitting 50 G's tonight? I do believe so, Joel. We'll soon see. We'll see what happens. I think between today and tomorrow, it's going to be extremely bullish, but extremely volatile. Massive swings like we're already witnessing. We already tapped 49, swung right back down, and now we're pumping again. You're my favorite streamer. Much love. Great respect, Giovanni Ryan. I appreciate you. Back when I was a kid in California, we had a restaurant, and next door was Giovanni's. I'll never forget because that's where I would eat my pizza, and they had an arcade, and I'd always play the video games in there like Shinobi. Y'all remember that Ninja Shinobi? Old school fam. What's happening to the Bitcoin market? Melda, that's what all the girls say. 50,000 tonight. Let's go, JV. My favorite quote, let's freaking go. ETF approved, that's what's happening. Yeah, not only has it been approved, it's officially launched. Big day today in the markets. I'm going to be back at 9 p.m. Eastern with the premiere from today's live, where we edit this live stream so that it's not 2 hours, and we put it in a 30-minute show segment. We do the premiere at 9 p.m. Eastern every day on the tube. And after this stream ends in a little bit, we're going to continue with the uncensored version on Rumble. So everyone, make sure you're following me on Rumble, because the uncensored version is always lit. The Allah candle is coming, says Muhammad. Cheers to that. Send the Jesus candle, the Allah candle, the Buddha candle, you know what I mean? The Jehovah candle, the Yahweh candle. I want all of them. Nip Nip is waking up. Shout out Nip Nip, the official mascot of the channel. Next 6 months is where we'll see those massive candles. That's right. We talking Omega candles right now. Let's go. Anything better than Crypto Tag? Best I have found. What's Crypto Tag? Is that another streamer? Let me know. Never heard of him. This is the #1 daily Bitcoin pod, but want to know what makes it the best? Is you guys. And I greatly appreciate the chat, family. Bitcoin, 1 million USD by the end of 2024. Send it. Shout out to Jokesh or Jokesh. I appreciate your support, family. Thanks for the sub. Every sub counts. Greatly appreciate y'all. Should launch time in New York. Shout out Larry Lowe. What it do? Mary and Joseph candles too. Baby Jesus candles. Big baby Jesus candles. Send them all. How old is Nipsey? He's roughly 4 years old. I got him when he was 6 months. He was a rescue pup here on the island. He was skin and bones when I got him. Titanium seed phrase plates. Let's go. Allah candle does not share power. What? Did the Bitcoin jump the candlestick? Who bought some ETFs? Yeah, let me know. If anyone purchased the ETFs this morning, I'm curious as well. Let me know. Welcome, Anonymous. What it do, fam? Miami Beach in the building. First time here, looks like a hype channel, blah, blah, blah. Need real facts. Whatever, Viscount. Thanks for tuning in and supporting the channel nonetheless. Omega Kaiser candles are incoming. Send it. What advice do you give to people buying ETFs right now? The biggest advice is you need to know there's a difference between holding Bitcoin, the underlying asset, and purchasing a Bitcoin ETF. The Bitcoin ETF can be confiscated by the government in the name of national security. Reference Patriot Act. Anything can happen. If you trust your government, that may be a viable vehicle. If you have a 401k and you're unable to cash it out to buy the real underlying asset, that may be a viable vehicle. And there's a lot of circumstances where ETFs make sense for certain people in certain situations. But for the average pleb, self-custody is the way to go. There's a reason they're trying to ban self-custody, because it's the only wealth they can't control and confiscate from you. Keep that in mind. Yeah. Also, Bitcoin dominance has had a head and shoulder. I did. Congrats, Demi, purchasing the ETF. What up, Ashley Wells? Who'd I clown? I didn't even realize I clowned anyone. I'm not trying to clown anyone. I have respect for everyone. When the orders are submitted tonight, then Bitcoin will pump. Do you think Solana can hit $1.50 or 150 this week? I don't know. I think it will pump and continue to pump along with Bitcoin pumping, because the rising tide rises all ships. So all you altcoiners should be praying for the success of Bitcoin. If you're praying for the demise of Bitcoin and you're an ish-coiner, you're missing the boat and you're shooting yourself in the foot. That said, it's very exciting, although not the big blast we're expecting. I mean, at least we hit a new high for the past 22 months. And it's like still only 12:17 p.m. in New York. So not too shabby. 50 squid for 3 pizzas. Bought some old people and 401k trust ETFs. Oh, for old people. Yeah, there you go. ICP, what a dud, says MJ. What are you referring to, MJ? I first used Bitcoin to get LSD online back in 2011, says Maros. Finally understood in 2017 and said to myself, let's go for a ride, million or zero, nothing in between. Well, kudos to you, family. You got to do what you got to do. You think I'm funny? Funny how? Do I amuse you? Yo, Spider, get my drink. ICP, dead project. ICP is AFK. What does AFK mean? Bought ETH for 25 bones. Word. I remember after the 2020 COVID crash, ETH was less than $100. That's when I accumulated some. When those ETF orders convert to Bitcoin purchases. Oh, when will they? I like to believe that they must have the Bitcoin before they sell the product, but who knows the shenanigans that can go on behind closed doors. I hope they're held accountable and that it's all transparent and that people can track how much Bitcoin is being held in the ETF to avoid what happened with Bankman-Fried, scam Bankman-Fried that is, and FTX. Miners are dumping. ICP can go to 100x. Ah, the old Silk Road days. Good old Silk Road. This is the JV Comedy Hour. Yeah, you already know. ICP is great, says William. Cheers, fam. After hours. Yeah. If you're enjoying this, you're going to enjoy the after party, uncensored version, exclusively on Rumble here shortly when the stream ends on YouTube. Expecting a pullback to 35,000, then blast to 70 Gs by June. Salute. It's cash creates after market close and then buy the Bitcoin. Today miner, tomorrow whales. Will we ever pump? George says. Since it is cash in, cash out, there's no ETF money going to the actual Bitcoin. Only the cousins from Saudi and the halving event could take us to the nearest galaxy. Oh boy. We need your help, brother. Muhammad. I will sell my Bitcoin and open a car wash store. Most car washes are to wash money, not cars. Remember, only 1.8 million Bitcoin is on the exchanges. Thanks for the reminder, Jim. Supply shock incoming 2024. ICP is the future of Web3, says Franco Gonzalez. Is that Franco? Let me know. Since, yeah, I will sell my Bitcoin and open a car wash, says the Mint. I think you should sell your business, as Michael recommends, and buy some biddies if you're in a position to do so. I'm going to be there on Rumble. Appreciate that. The Wood Con. Correction pre-Friday and Monday. Pump it up. Thoughts? Anything can happen. Expect the unexpected, as I commonly say, fam. But yeah, we're going to end the YouTube stream. We still got over 700 people on the live, but it's not the end of the show. We're going to move on over to Rumble. We're on YouTube and Rumble streaming at the same time as we do each and every day. Why did I create a Rumble? Let's not forget, YouTube permanently terminated my channel back in August under false pretenses. Fortunately, there was an uproar from the community and they gave me my channel back, but I lost all respect for the tube and we moved on over to Rumble. So now, as of then, we now stream simultaneously on both platforms. So if anything were ever to happen to JV with this channel on the tube, we have a backup. So I highly recommend everyone here follow me on Rumble. And also, that's the home of the exclusive, uncensored version of the show. And it's always lit. So I'm looking forward to it. I appreciate y'all. Shout out to the YouTube fam. I'll be back this evening, 9 p.m. Eastern, and we may have a pump watch this evening. I still think 50 G's is in play, baby. Let me know if you agree or disagree. But actually, let me end the poll before I exit. Give me a second to end the poll on my computer. I'm going to pull it up. I'm going to end the poll so we can see what you guys think as far as the price action, so we can get a consensus and see what's happening. Just give me a second, pull this baby up. I appreciate all the pumps. I appreciate the likes. I appreciate all the subs. Much respect, family. Let's see. How can I end this poll? Right here. End poll. And I'm going to read you the results, and then we're going to move on over to Rumble. Here are the results. When 50 Gs, 38% of you say within 24 hours, 25% this weekend, 20% before the end of January, and 15% of you say next week. So the consensus is within the next 24 hours. So let's frickin' go. And with that being shared, deuces, YouTube, it's been lit, but head on over to Rumble for the exclusive, uncensored version of the show. I'll see you there shortly, family. One love, YouTube. I'm out. All right.